Hello, everybody, and welcome into another Red Wings news and rumors here at the Hockey Writers. I'm your host, Matthew Zator, and as always, joined in by Jordan Orth. Jordan, we're doing this at a great time for the Red Wings right now. Before we get to the 5-game winning streak, we've got to talk about Emmitt Finnie scoring his first NHL goal a few hours ago as we're recording this against the Oilers. I had a couple points actually in the game. What did you think about his game? In that game, and then just overall of the games that he's played this season so far.
I think today was finally the culmination of his hard work kind of paying off. I mean, he's been one of those guys that you always seem to see him down in the corners making plays. He's always around the puck. He just hasn't been able to finish. And he finally did it twice today. Granted, one of them was empty net, but you'll take it.
Yeah.
So I think it's just it's that progression into finally seeing the results finally paying off. So
yeah, he's been great, and we talked about him potentially maybe going and getting sent back to the minors or whatever, right? But 3-point night, like you say, one of the goals was an empty netter, but played 1925. We were talking about his ice time last week, and like 1925 today, 1835 against the Lightning. Progressively, his ice time's going up. It seemed he had the 15, 54, went to 14, but now up to like probably around that first line type minutes where he's playing with Dylan Larkin, who's also having a great start to the season. His ice time, it seems like he's getting more trusted as the time goes on too.
It does. It seems like he's finally, I don't want to say proven that he belongs, but in a sense he has, and he's earned more to the trust. Like you said, more to the trust from the coaches and the guys he's playing with too. So
yeah, so it's great. I mean, he'll of course go. I think we said he was going to go back to junior, but he actually can go to the AHL.
Yeah,
he is 20, so he'll be back with the Grand Rapids Griffins maybe at some point, maybe not. I mean, he keeps playing like this. I don't think he's going anywhere.
No.
So yeah, great for him to start this NHL career off to a pretty good start. Overall, 2 goals, 5 points in 6 games. Decent production for a guy, right? So we'll see if he can keep it going. And to the other young guys, we'll keep talking about these guys. They're all performing. Axel Sandin-Pellikka, he goes and scores his first NHL goal. Also, game before against the Lightning. His ice time has also been probably around the same. But what'd you think about his game and the game he scored his first NHL goal?
I think he just keeps showing the confidence that you need to see out of a defenseman. He just continues he finds that groove, and I don't want to say he makes it look easy, because obviously it's not easy for anybody, yeah. But he does it kind of effortlessly, and he just makes it look good for a youngster to be doing what he's doing. Yeah, he hasn't been, the points haven't been obviously there, but yeah. Again, that we talked like last week, it's gonna come. It's just getting into the swing of things. I think he's starting to continue it's just working its way up, kind of like Finnie is.
For sure. I mean, he hasn't eclipsed the 20-minute mark since the game against the second game against the Maple Leafs, where he played 22. He's around the 19, 17, 19-ish mark, which, I mean, is not bad. I mean, you're around that second pairing, which is where he's playing. So, I mean, yeah, he's been good, and the points will come. He's just too talented not to get them eventually consistently, but he's only got the 1 point, which is the goal so far this season. But, I mean, he's playing decently, and that's all you really ask for from a young guy so far this season. All right, well, let's talk about the streak they're on, a 5-game winning streak. Since that loss, which we talked about, John Gibson letting in the 5 goals against the Montreal Canadiens, that was their last loss. They're on that 5-game heater right now, and they're scoring quite a few goals. They're averaging around 4 goals a game, and playing some pretty tough opponents too. A couple of the Maple Leafs against the Panthers, Lightning. Actually, they're all tough. I mean, they're all have some really good high-end scores. What have you seen throughout this 5-game winning streak? What has gone right for the Reds?
Well, I mean, you see the game against Toronto on Monday. That was just was Cam Talbot stealing a win. You get outshot 40-15. That you chalk that up to being bailed out by the netminder. But I mean, Florida. You watch Florida play, you know what they're going to do to you. They're going to try and get up in your face. They're going to force you. And it was a very pleasant surprise to see that they didn't cave under it because of how we've seen the defense kind of play shaky and the goaltending. Yeah. But I just think it's kind of all they're finding their groove. I think they woke up after McClellan asked them, like, is this really what you guys want to do all season again? Or you guys had enough of it already? Or I think that after one game kind of was like, okay, let's right this ship very quickly before it gets off the rails again. Yeah. I think they said, okay, enough's enough. And they wanted to prove that they are where they're supposed to be.
Yeah. So they're leading the Atlantic Division right now. Only the one loss on the season, right? So, I mean, it's something that, of course, we'd hope that can be something that's sustainable. Probably not. I mean, they're 5-1 to start the season here, and that's 2 points ahead of the Canadians. Same games amount played. I mean, their goal differential is really good too, +6. Looking at the goaltending, I mean, we talked about John Gibson struggling. He had that really good game against the Lightning. Are you seeing him kind of round to what Red Wings fans were hoping for?
Yeah, I mean, we kind of figured that he would take the reins eventually 100% from Talbot. But yeah, after that first start, and again, some of those goals you look at against Montreal necessarily weren't his fault, but he definitely looked shaky. I think the last 2 games he's played does give you some hope that he is going to, again, kind of right the ship fairly early on. And if not, Talbot hasn't looked bad in that either. So you've always got the fallback option if it doesn't work. And Red Wings fans kind of gotten used to that the last few years.
Right.
The guy who's supposed to be the one isn't necessarily the one. So hopefully not. But I think if he keeps putting a couple more games under his belt that he's been playing lately, fans will get back on 100% on board and hopefully keep rolling.
Yeah. I mean, it's good to have 2 goalies. You need that in the NHL right now. I mean, you need 2 guys going. And if you can get 2, great starts out of both guys, you can split it and maybe avoid some injury problems that Gibson, of course, has had with. So, I mean, if you can keep him rested and not playing a ton, and Talbot can come in and play solid as well, that's a great position to be in, right? So we'll see if that can continue again very early in the season, but great start. And also a lot different than previous seasons. It seems like the Red Wings kind of go up and down last couple seasons where it hasn't been good. And they've either going on this where they outscore teams, but they allow a ton. It's not that way. They're not allowing much, which, as you say, the goaltending does play a part, like where Talbot's stealing that win. But sometimes you need your goalie to do that.
Yeah. Yep.
Right. You're not always going to play really tight defense, and played pretty well against the Oilers today, limiting to under 20 shots, which is pretty tough to do against a team that has McDavid and Draisaitl on it. Right. So, I mean, the Oilers aren't playing too well either, but the Red Wings are looking really good right now. So hopefully these trends continue, and we'll be talking about more wins next week. All right. Well, their minor league team is also doing really well. They haven't lost this season yet. 4 games, 4 wins, and Carter Mazur has 4 goals in those 4 games. So leading the way there. Do you see potentially him maybe being called up, or just let him roll down in the minors?
I think it really depends on if things stay the way they do with the Wings. I don't necessarily see there being a massive push for him because there's not going to be any holes. But if you end up with injury problems, I mean, you already had Kane and Raymond out for the 1 game, Kane day-to-day. I mean, if something happens along those lines where it's a little bit more prolonged, I could see it. But if it's going to be bottom 6 minutes, you would rather see him carry the top 2 lines or whatever down in Grand Rapids and just let him play, let him get the time.
Yeah, and he's doing really well. Talent with the 4 goals. So, yeah, I mean the Griffins. It's great to have winning streaks on both ends. So you have the confidence throughout the organization right now. And if there is some injuries, you're going to have guys coming up and they're confident in their games as well. So it's a good position to be in for both teams. So Griffins also starting out this season really well. All right. Well, that's a whole positive episode of Red Wings news and rumors. There's no negative. So that's, not always going to happen, but it's always great to talk about wins. And they've had, since we talked, they've won every game. So hopefully we have some more next week coming up. But thanks, Jordan, for coming on, talking Red Wings as always. Absolutely. And we'll hopefully have some more positivity to talk about next week. But be sure to check out everything, as always, at thehockeywriters.com. We've got great articles from Red Wings writing team. Of course, the recaps after every game, other analysis and stuff like that going forward. And then, of course, keep checking out our videos as we keep putting them out. Until our next one, we'll see you next time.